Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, and welcome to another episode of Blogs with Boilon Friday. Now, these three characters here, you might wonder, why are they on my screen? Well, they're going to be very influential in next week's event, but also something super exciting that I can't wait to tell you about here in today's video. We're also going to be covering topics of the new player experience, not new player experience, new player experience, because there's some updates on this. You might have seen my video from yesterday regarding that, but we have some official news that I want to share with you all about what's going on as well. So there's a lot to talk about here today. So if you're ready to go, everybody, let's boil this down. So first off, let's start with the blog, because this is probably some of the most important stuff in here. And it talks about what I was, talking about with regards to the Undying team and Juggernaut Zombie, who is making his way back to the game. Some of you might have seen my data mines. I think I did a video on that one earlier on in the week as well. And there's going to be a new character poll, and we'll talk about that towards the end as well. So here's the outline for next week. It includes the event called Slick Outbreak, which is basically returning the Zombie Juggernaut campaign event that happened back in October, where you earn Crimson Tombstones. But the event itself is also going to require using the Undying team in Alliance War. There's going to be, ignored this part here, there's going to be a Cosmic Crucible and Power Core version for the Rise of the Bees web milestone. Talk about that as well. This event goes live on Monday, so this is not going to be my math video. My math video is always the day before, so you'll see that on Sunday up on YouTube. So make sure you check that out to make sure you know exactly what you'll need to do, not only to unlock Zombie Juggernaut and get as many shards for him as possible, but also know what you need to do for this event. There's also going to be Mutant G19 red minis in this upcoming event. So it's going to be super important to score as good as possible. If you were someone who did 1 to 3% with the Cosmic Ghost Rider leaderboard, then this is something that you're going to be interested in, because Mutant Minis, that means Apocalypse. So that's going to be pretty huge. Nature Wars, this is an Alliance-based Alliance War event. Again, same old stuff that kind of gets rehashed. And then there's going to be a Battle Pass with Zombie Juggernaut shards in it as well. And it also contains a 4 red zombie Iron Man if you hadn't already done that. Now, some people might ask, well, what happens if I already have a 4 red zombie Iron Man? I'm not sure. Last time I remember is that if you get dupes on Dark Promotion credit stuff, it goes into Elite Force. So yeah, that's going to feel bad, I guess, if you already have it. There has been no, I think this question was asked in the Envoy server, but no real good answer has come out of that. So, and then there's a Mockingbird Blitz. So let's kind of take a look at the Zombie Juggernaut stuff, what they have to talk about that. One of the most important that I need to highlight is this. You'll want a top Undying team for the return of Escape from KYLN, which is opening its doors for another exciting mission in the near future. More info in next week's blog. So yes, we are getting KYLN coming back to the game, which requires a 3-man Undying team. Rest in peace, my level 1 Zombie Juggernaut, that it seems that I may actually have to now start to build. Now, I don't know where in KYLN this is going to be. Like, is this a lower level version of KYLN? Is it going to be towards the top? Is it going to be the last floors? Like it was, what was that? Villain Bio, I think it was, in order to get that 3-diamond Gambit. I have no idea at this point, but it does scare me anyways, because if I want to compete in that mode, I'm going to have to upgrade my Undying team. I don't know if I can, or if I don't know. We'll have to see what the rewards are for that, so whether or not I can justify upgrading this team now. One of the cells will require the Undying trait, so make sure, I really hope it's not super high. Otherwise, I'd be willing to take them up to like G14 for this, but I don't want to spend too much resources. So we'll have to talk about this in a separate video, I think. Just like the first time, the Unstoppable Undead event, so that's the Zombie Juggernaut event, has 3 different difficulties: story, challenge, and bonus. And the rewards are here. Now, if you do story mode, there's no requirements at all. And you'll get some first-time rewards for this, which includes Hella Shards, 2 training orbs, and 1 gold orb. Now, what I don't know is, I think this is the exact same event from October. Are we going to get whatever? I don't remember if there were first-time rewards then, but are we still going to get access? Is everyone going to be able to do this again? I hope so. I haven't, as of recording this video, have the answer to that question. Hopefully, I will by the time my event video goes live, but I do not know at this point. Challenge is where you're going to farm a lot of the zombie juggernaut shards. It says any 5 characters and rewards fragments for the viral orb fragment. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is an orb that is open through Crimson Tombstones. I think. Hence why it's talked about in the main event. And then you use that to open the viral orbs. I think that's how it goes. One thing that I don't know is what is the expectation of shards for this event. I don't know if we're going to be walking away with an extra 100 shards of Zombie Juggernaut, 45 shards, more. That's not completely clear as of recording this video. Make sure to maximize your Zombie Juggernaut shards, blah, 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 blah. Maximizing your infectious energy by strategically spending cores for energy refreshes. Now, I'm pretty sure I remember when I did a video on this back in October that the amount of fragments that you could farm, basically, or Crimson Tombstones that you could farm from the nodes was finite, meaning that it ran out. And that even refreshing with cores was very minimal back then. I'd have to go back and check my videos, to be honest, to just cross-reference that. But I don't remember this being a very super player-friendly event as far as being able to farm this stuff. And they're mentioning to do this with cores. So the jury's kind of out for me. Bonus difficulty. This requires stars for Zombie Juggernaut, and there's a variety of different things. Now, what's interesting is that it says Zombie Juggernaut at 3 stars, you're going to get a special player frame. So it does say you're going to get some other rewards down here. But what this tells me is that hopefully all players walk away with a 3 yellow Zombie Juggernaut. Now, if you had done this in October, you're probably already there. And so what that says to me is, are we going to get like an additional 100 shards? So new players will get 3-star and veterans will have 4-star because, you need 80 more shards for 4-star. I don't know that either. I'm hoping that's the case, that if you were here around in October and you had Zombie Juggernaut, that you're going to now get a 4-star. And, if you are fresh to the game, you're going to get a 3-star. That's what I hope it's going to be, but I don't know as of recording this video. Here's some extra stuff regarding the first time rewards. There's dark promotion credits. There's uniques for Zombie Juggernaut. They actually mention 18s, gear 18 stuff, ions, all that, and Crimson Tombstones for progress. So yeah, I don't know how much tombstones we're going to be getting from this. I don't have the math on that as of now, which is great because I don't do the math video during this anyways. And this is going to start, of course, next week on April the 8th on Monday at 2 p.m. So that's super important. There's going to be a new character poll. We're going to take a look at this towards the back of the video. We're going to be looking at the character images for this, because I don't have it up right now, actually. But Man-Thing and Werewolf by Night. This is going to be starting today, but later on at 5 p.m. Pacific time, the votes are going to go live, and you're going to get to choose one of 2 characters. And I know this might upset some people because I guess they're really coveted characters. I'll be honest. I don't really have a leg in this race. I don't really care that much. I know people are going to hate me for that, but they were never characters that really, I don't know, that I really encountered much growing up. So I don't know much about this. I know who they are, but that's really it. So Man-Thing and Werewolf by Night, we're going to be voting on them. And then every day you're going to get cores and campaign energy for doing this. I think that's pretty typical. It's going to be running for 7 days. So you can kind of, if you want to pause the video and read the lore here, or go back onto the main blog, check out the lore there about the characters. This is actually, and it has been confirmed, this is going to be on the same team as Vampire Karen, or Karen Page Vampire, right, that we voted on last time. They will be on the same team. So this is the first time that a player vote has going to be run that it has two votes for the same team, basically, if that makes sense. Now, what happens to the other character that doesn't win? I don't know. That hasn't been made clear. Maybe they'll come down the line in a different team. But yeah, pretty interesting. I honestly love that they're doing this, though, that they're giving some agency to us. And I think this might be the closest one that might have ever happened. I don't know the characters that well, but I think that, this might come more close than some of the other ones, which were like pretty obvious who was going to win. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this kind of plays out. Now we have the upcoming events, like I said, Slick Outbreak, and that's going to be earning Crimson Tombstones. Again, ignore that, and then mostly battling war with Alliance. Undying in Alliance War. I do have the images for this table as well, so I'll bring up the Slick Outbreak table over here. And this one's for Slick Outbreak. Let me zoom in a little bit. I can move it around. So you can see that the gamma rays are on the side. What's also interesting is there's 15 leader shards over here. at the same milestone as the event item, which is good. The oil tanker, which is the main event items there. You can see some of the points down here. Actually, I'll move to my full screen version so maybe you can see this a little bit better. And the war battles are capped at 24K, so you just have to do 24 war battles in a week. Should be more than fine. Ignore that. I think it's 7 days and not 8 days. And you get bonus points for using Zombie Juggernaut, Iron Man Zombie, and Hela, and then earning Crimson Tombstones at the bottom. But right now, I don't really know like what's the expectations in terms of like how many tombstones we're getting. There's some obvious whalestones at the bottom here, and really just we need to hope that we can get to milestone 14. Because not only are there leader shards, but that's the event item, right? That's the goal for free-to-play players anyways. So that's that one. Let's bring up the web milestone as well. It's called Rise of the Bees. This one's here. Now you will have to spend power cores and battle in Cosmic Crucible. If we end up using a lot of power cores in the Zombie Juggernaut event, at least that's something we can use our power cores towards. So you basically are going to do your 18 attacks in Cosmic Crucible and then spend 2,000 power cores over the week to make up the rest, which isn't that bad. It's like just under 300 cores a day, basically 250/300 cores a day. And you're getting 50 for free anyways from the web poll. And then finally, I want to bring up the leaderboard for Slick Outbreak, because this is going to be really, really important for this event. Because like I said, and I alluded to earlier on, that there is 40, 80 in total G19 mutant minis at the 1 to 3% mark. Over here, this and Dark Diamond credits as well. I mean, that's not that much. I don't know why I said it like that. 750 is not bad actually. So this is my goal, is 1 to 3%. This is where I landed in the Cosmic Ghost Rider event, and I think it's going to be really important because if you break it down, how much gold that is, that has insane value, right? So 80 times 400,000, because they're 400K per piece. That's 32 million gold worth of G19 minis in bulk if you get in the 1 to 3%, right? That's going to be super important to being able to put that towards characters like Apocalypse, right? Like this is just over 2 fully equipped red gear pieces for Apocalypse. So this is going to be super important. And actually, with this plus what I already have, I may in fact actually be able to G18 Apocalypse pretty soon. Not even joking about that. So that part's pretty crazy, and just wanted to bring that. Let's get back to the blog. Where is it? Here, scroll past all that. Nature Wars. I don't have the table on that, but again, it's just your generic sort of alliance war based alliance event milestone. It shouldn't be anything too fancy about that. And then we have Quick Rumble for Pegasus. And then we have the free claim, which is also going to include Iron Patriot shards, right? That was mentioned, I think, in the other blog post talking about that. So you're going to get 5 more. Hopefully you have them unlocked by now between all of this stuff. There's also going to get more Age of X special event energy, which is going to help for this current event. And then all the stuff listed here. Now, before we do end the video, though, I want to kind of show you guys the artwork for the upcoming characters. And here we are with the branded artwork for the 2 characters. Of course, this is not their in-game stuff. This is just, you know, the artwork to show us. And here is Man-Thing on the left and Werewolf by Night on the right. I'll be honest that I actually prefer the artwork here for Man-Thing. I don't know why. Maybe it's the increasing. It's not every patch, but I feel like some characters just are far too cartoonish. The Werewolf by Night imagery kind of gives me the lizard vibe from the Sinister Six, which I thought was also too cartoony. And so for this reason, I think I'll probably end up voting for Man-Thing. I don't have any leg in this race. Like I said before, I don't really care that much. But at the same time, maybe I prefer the look of Man-Thing on this one here. Let me know in the comments down below what you think, though, and what you plan to vote for and why. I don't know. I'd never really played any games that really had them in it that really, I know who they are, but other than that, it doesn't really bother me that much. Also, before we end the video, I want to mention the Peter B. Parker data mines that came out the other day, and this is going to be kind of important a little bit. On the surface, it looks like a rehash of the the Void Knight event, Symbiote of the Spaceways. It's called Earthlings Needed, and that's going to be the following week. We'll be talking about more of this, of course, when it becomes relevant. However, I just wanted to give people a little bit of a heads up that it's going to include a spending campaign energy. It's going to also include blitzing and ISO 8 energy. So it's going to be like 2 days of ISO 8 energy, 2 days of blitzing, like max blitzing. You guys might remember this from the Void Knight event anyways. And for some reason, it's going to be earning Symbiote server orbs during an unlock event for Peter B. Parker. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is a subject to change data mined, but it seems like you're also earning Void Knight shards during an event for Peter B. Parker, unless that's a mix up. Part of me thinks maybe it is, and that maybe they meant to say power up your Peter B. Parker instead of Void Knight. But I guess I'll follow this, as things go on next week. I just wanted to give people a little bit of a heads up that this looks like it's going to be a bit of a rehash of what the Void Knight event was. All right, so I'm a dum dum, right? I was just about to end the video, but here I think it's really important that I add this in here because I totally forgot. And I mentioned this, and I put things in the wrong order, but today was a chaotic day, okay? So Commander Journeys updates. So this is basically regarding what I was talking about with the boosted accounts. Everyone is boosted now. We're A. It's no longer A, B. It's just A. Everyone has the same experience now, but it's a little bit less. So if you caught my other video, basically all accounts up to level 95. Not 90, what I thought it was, because that's what it was formerly, that the boost ended at 90. Now the boost goes up, or at least it says it is, the boost goes up to 95. So that's interesting, and I would love to hear from people who level up, especially from today onwards or yesterday onwards, level 90 plus, and to see if they got the boosted XP. I heard that they did, so I just want to confirm that. And it's a little bit less than what boosted accounts were formerly getting. Usually you would get about 80% of your level from level 60 onwards or something like that, but it's more like 60% of your XP now, so it's a little bit less. The boost lasts longer, and it's still a lot, right? And they kind of outline here why they did it, also how you'll be able to get wave 1 character shards early on. I think this was already a thing, but specifically they talk about for new players, there's going to be this like strike milestone. You might have already encountered this as well, but this is just for new players. Other than that, though, I mean, it's kind of a lot of the stuff that I've already talked about. It's just that now it's going to be for everyone. And the most important thing, like I said, is that it goes up to level 95. Also, they're going to be running a bonus XP event starting tomorrow at 2 p.m. for everyone level 25 and up. So if you have any ways to spend cores for energy or things like that, you're going to be getting double XP on everything. So it's going to help for everyone. It's not going to make up for some of the things that they did in the past, but as far as I'm aware, they're not considering giving anything to non-boosted accounts in the past. If anything changes, I'll be sure to keep you guys aware of what's going on. So now that's the end of the video, and I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll make sure to update you guys on anything that happens. So always keep up to date with the YouTube channel. Make sure you keep up to date with the Discord server as well. Both of those are really, really important to get all the up-to-date news on Marvel Strike Force and making sure that you're doing as best as you possibly can. So enjoy your weekend, everyone, and I'll see you guys in the next video.